I need to switch this chair.
Yeah, please
for
stop
real.
it. It's the worst. Yeah, but you also move like an insane amount, not like more than a normal person does. It bothers me so much.
Leave me alone. I need to move.
No, I just sit still, and my chair doesn't creak.
Welcome back to another week. Not much has changed.
So unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we had to postpone our trip to America and going to Coachella. It's been rescheduled for October. I don't know if it'll still happen.
Yeah, I mean, so if you don't know, we had plans. We were going to go to Hawaii for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then straight from Hawaii to Coachella weekend 2, and then spend a week in LA.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big holiday.
Yeah.
And sadly, of course, we're going to have to reschedule that. Coachella seemingly has been postponed to October for now.
Yeah.
We don't know if it'll go ahead. At the moment, we're still intending on going if it does go ahead. And
Yeah.
of course, it's safe enough to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today, as you know, it is, what is the date? It is the 17th of April. So it would be exactly today that it would be day 1 of Coachella weekend 2, which is the one that we would have been
Going to.
attending.
Yeah.
So we thought, since we're here at home, feeling a little sad that we miss out on that experience, we just wanted to talk about our previous Coachella experiences, just talk all things festivals.
Yeah, what it's like, what you can expect if you've never been before, and some of our stories.
Yeah, so maybe if you've gone to Coachella before and maybe you were planning to go, you can kind of relive that with us today. And if you've never gone or maybe are planning to go, maybe you can get some inspiration for once all of this has calmed down and we are able to return to normal again and have a little bit of fun. Have you ever faced a difficult choice of buying avocado toast or real estate? If so, this podcast is for you. Join me and my best friend and co-host as we discuss everything from pop culture to the political climate that affects us all. This is Tag Yourself. I'm Daniel Zagorski.
And I'm Hannah Byrne.
Speaking of Coachella, of course, I'm wearing my Coachella merch.
Of course.
I had to. The first time we both went was 2018. I say we both went as if there's been times that we haven't went together. So we've gone for 2 years now. This was going to be our third year.
Third consecutive year in a row.
So it was 2018, 2019.
Coachella is a 3-day music festival in the desert in California, in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
It started in 1999, so last year was its 20th celebration.
Yep.
So
right.
It has been going on for a long time, and they usually have, I don't even know the number of acts they have. They have a huge amount of acts.
A lot of acts.
They usually have 3 main acts, like the 3 headliners.
Yeah, for each of the days.
You'll always know who they are, and that'll always be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the last act of the night.
Yeah.
So in general, Coachella opens around 11 a.m., like the grounds?
Yeah, so festival runs Friday to Sunday. It's across 2 weekends, same acts both weekends. And I think the capacity, on the fields at the moment is around 125,000.
Yeah, because it's 250,000 for the 2 weekends combined.
And tickets do tend to sell out,
Yeah.
so it tends to be capacity.
Yeah.
It
has different levels, though. It has different levels of pricing.
Yeah, no, of course. You can go general, which is just general. You get access to everywhere, just except like the secluded areas for the higher tier people, which is VIP and artist passes.
Yeah.
VIP passes are more expensive. I think they're almost double the price.
I think so.
They
get you access into a few extra like beer gardens and like
you get some exclusive restaurants.
Food that you wouldn't get in the other areas. But from what I've seen, those areas are not that huge or big. Like you can obviously see like they're sectioned off. But
you get like a separate entrance as well,
Yeah.
which I guess might be handy if you're like trying to leave when it's super busy. But other than that, it's really not that beneficial. So I'm not even that tempted.
Yeah. And then an artist pass, you can't buy those. You have to be given those by like someone in the industry. Like that's for an actual like musical act or a famous YouTuber or movie star or whatever would have an artist pass.
Someone who has connections.
And they go backstage and they go right up, like in front of the barriers where the general public can get to.
But but VIPs also do get sections for themselves in front of general crowds. Yeah. Not at all stages, but some of them, but they are still behind artist pass people.
Yeah. That's it. And then again with Coachella, because it's a big music festival, there is camping, and then I think there's tiers on the camping too, right? You can buy like
you can just buy
like a fancy house bodega thing to stay in.
Yeah, you could buy something as like cheap as just like a parking space where you essentially just set up a tent,
sleep in your
gazebo, and just do your thing. Or you can pay, I think they have tiers up to like 15,000, honestly, where it is just like a fancy TP with stuff.
Glamping, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless I was like stupid rich, where I literally just don't know what to spend my money on. I wouldn't bother with that, to be honest.
And even if that was the case, I'd still be like, I'm gonna just get a really nice house on Airbnb and get a mansion with my friends.
At that stage, an Airbnb I think would be more fun.
Yeah.
Or even a fancy resort, or honestly, just regular camping. I think the only drawback of like regular camping is just like the showering situation and stuff.
And toilets.
Because that's kind of annoying. Like
I'd also be worried about like my stuff getting stolen, you know.
And originally, I was the one who had Coachella on my to-do list.
Yeah.
My bucket list, I guess. And I was the one who really wanted to go, but always thought it was too expensive.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford it, etc., etc. Now, you didn't really care for Coachella.
No, like I'd seen about it and I'd heard about it, but just wasn't really my scene. Like I'd never been someone who would go to big music festivals. Like I love going to concerts and seeing like one-off bands, but it'd be like, oh, that one band I like really want to see. Whereas the thoughts of a festival, I was like, oh, you know, they won't do as long a set as if they would if it was like one band. And
yeah.
I know I had that idea in my head, like, oh, it's just for like rich bougie kids, and it's just like a popularity contest. And
yeah, I mean, like, Coachella does have that sort of reputation, I think.
Yeah.
You didn't really care to go, but then you were like, oh, I'll go with you if you're going.
Yeah.
And we decided we're going to go. What was it like, I guess, expectations versus reality. So your expectation was, I guess, expand on your expectations, other than, you know, just rich kids, bougie kids, just showing up for Instagram. Did you have any other expectations when we actually said, okay, we're going, we have tickets, we've got flights, we've got everything?
I don't know. It was kind of hard. I didn't really have much like preconceived ideas about Coachella because I never like really looked at videos or much footage. Like I never knew what went on. I'd never been to any music festival, so I didn't have anything to base it off what even going to a music festival was like. I think like the content I'd only ever saw was like Thatcher Joe, like that YouTuber. I saw a few of his vlogs when he went to Coachella. And again, it wasn't like very concise. It was just like clips of like music going on and people being drunk. And I was like, okay. I think what I expected was for things to be a lot closer together. Like I thought you'd have like a stage here, and like you'd walk between them. Whereas it's a far bigger like venue than I expected. So you can spend like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes walking from one stage to another if you go from like one end to completely opposite.
Definitely 15. And then obviously depending on how busy
how fast you want to walk and
later in the evening.
Yeah.
It'd be harder to cross,
get through. Yeah. The music is amazing. Like the sets are very, very good. The food is like insane, but again, I think like I didn't expect it to be so expensive. I think that's one of like I knew the festival was going to be expensive, but the prices are crazy. That's something like that I was kind of shocked about.
Yeah.
It wasn't as mad as I thought it was going to be. Like from people before, or you know, people telling me
I think in general, there's a certain reputation around festivals, right? When you think festival, I think especially also living in Ireland, you think festival and you think something like Glastonbury or Punchestown Festival,
Electric Picnic
Festival,
like illegal raves, like mad raves in fields. That's like the UK scene.
And I mean, and all I can think about is people having to sleep in tents, wear wellies because it is pouring rain.
Yeah.
And like just knacker kids screaming, throwing bottles, being rowdy and annoying.
Yeah, getting drunk, getting high, fighting each other.
Yes, and that's the reason we don't go to Irish festivals.
Yeah. I mean, a lot, like, people were like, oh my God, people were like, beat you up or punch you or throw up at Coachella. And I was like, I've never seen any of that. Coachella is like the chillest vibe. Like
maybe we're in the wrong crowds, but
maybe. And maybe if you're like pushed right to the front and you're trying to be barrier at like the like outdoor stage, possibly. But like most people seem really chill there. Like,
I mean, we've pushed. Well, no, not pushed. We've tried to get to closer to certain acts.
Yeah.
And like never at any point did I see anyone getting any kind of aggressive.
Yeah, enough to like fight physically with us.
Like I'm even trying to remember like no one shouting, no one like nothing.
People might be annoyed around that sign, like, or he's standing on my toes, she's pushing me. But like nobody like being around like, get out of my face, like I'm gonna hit you if you push past me.
Oh yeah, you hear people on it, of course, because people are passing through and be like, oh, my friend's up there, like, you know, you hear all that shit. But at no point ever did I see anyone, one, get physical, or two, get actually like like confrontational, angry.
Yeah, over
at
it.
no point.
Yeah, same.
Which honestly is great because
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Same. And I've been to gigs like that, and it just ruins the whole vibe. Like you're like, we're all here to enjoy this one act. Like, calm down, you know, which is really annoying.
Going back a bit, so that was your expectations of Coachella. Meanwhile, I did want to go to Coachella because I also watched Joe Suggs vlogs.
What was the draw for you? Like, what made you think I really want to do this? Like, more than a festival in Ireland or a different type of festival?
I love California anyway, and I love hot weather.
Yeah.
And I saw Joe Suggs vlogs. That's probably, well, I probably would have heard about Coachella before, but that would have been like maybe my first exposure to like what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, people when they make vlogs, when they're professional YouTubers, they need to make it look fun.
Yeah.
But it obviously looked fun, and he stayed in this massive house. It was like 18 bedrooms or something ridiculous.
Right, yeah, with a bunch of YouTubers.
With a bunch of his friends, and they went to Coachella. I mean, genuinely, most of the vlogs were just them messing about, not at Coachella. But it intrigued me enough to the point where, this was in 2016, where I found the live streams that Coachella had.
That's right.
And I listened to the live streams, and I watched the acts perform. And I remember I saw Run the Jewels perform, and Bernie Sanders came on.
I was like, you're always going to bring all of our things back to politics,
it's
no
not
matter
my
what
fault.
podcast we do.
It is not my fault that Bernie Sanders permeates every single aspect of my life, okay?
Okay.
I love that man. Okay, sorry, brief intermission. Bernie Sanders has dropped out of the presidential race. I want to take this moment to formally share my condolences to America, because you are about to have 4 more years of Trump. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that, because we're not getting more political in this podcast. It is Coachella. Coachella weekend.
Coachella vibes.
So I saw Bernie Sanders introduce Run the Jewels, and then I saw Moon Taxi, Nathaniel Ratcliffe, and the Night Sweats, just a few other acts that just have ended up on my playlist since then. Milky Chance. Yes, I just saw a bunch of acts, and it was like, I just like the vibe, and like you can see some of the crowds there. Like, it just looked super chill, and the weather, it's warm, like it just seemed fun. So I was like, I would love to do that. So that was in 2016. And then I had no idea how it works. I just knew it was quite expensive.
Yeah.
And then I think it was one of my friends from New York who mentioned she wanted to go to Coachella.
Yeah, she was going to buy a graduation present.
Yeah, and she knew I wanted to go. And she might have been the one who said to me that actually you can buy Coachella tickets. This is a life hack.
Yeah.
You can buy Coachella tickets before they go on general sale.
On the payment plan, if you get in.
On a payment plan. And it happens, I think, every June.
Yeah.
So like almost like, so it's April, Coachella happens, and then you've got May, and then in June the pre-sale for next year comes out.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good if you can get them, because you pay, I think, $60 to $70 a month.
Yeah.
Which...
something like $62 a month, and it's 6-month payments or something. It's done by Christmas.
You pay until December. December is the last payment. So...
this is not sponsored by Coachella. We wish it was.
I wish it was. Yeah, no, but so it's genuine system. Like, do you know, like $60, $70, that is genuinely like 2-3 takeouts.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know, like...
yeah, or like a nice hoodie. Like, you might buy that once a month anyway.
It's so doable. Yeah. Like, if that's something that you want to do, if that's something that you go, so doable.
Yeah.
You just pay the Coachella tickets, and then you just need to find accommodation and get plane tickets. And
the only downside I can see with that is that you will be buying a ticket and you won't know the acts. So if you're primarily just going, like, you want to see headliners, you won't know the acts. They don't get released until January. So if it's like a shitty lineup, too bad, you've already bought the tickets. But generally, like, they always have good acts, and you might find a whole bunch of new acts that you like. And if you wait till January, they come out and go on general sale, you might not get those tickets. And you're paying $500 straight down, and say it's someone like Beyonce's head, like, those tickets are going to be gone.
Yeah, no, I will say that tickets tend to be much harder to get on the general sale in January. I don't know what percentage of tickets get sold at pre-sale versus general sale, but I think most tickets are sold by the time general sale comes around. No, but yeah, so like when I wanted to go to Coachella, I didn't care what acts were going to be there.
Yeah, same.
So I just wanted to go.
Go for the festival.
And I just knew that every single year there's bound to be someone that I will enjoy.
Course,
just because there's so many acts each year. So I was just like, I don't care. And it just so happened that the headliners were great. Like, we literally have the poster right here behind me, and it was The Weeknd, Beyonce, and Eminem.
Like, can you get even any bigger acts? I don't think.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was mad.
But also, like, I think there's something nice about getting tickets on pre-sale, because you then get all of those months that, like, that's stress. Like, I know I've got tickets to Coachella.
Yeah.
I know I'm going.
Yeah.
And now I just have
You
all this
plan.
build up until the lineup drops. And I know I'm going. I couldn't imagine having the lineup come out, because the lineup comes out and then like 2 or 3 days later there's the general sale. I couldn't imagine seeing that and then having the stress of having to get the tickets. Because imagine if the lineup comes out and there's someone I really love on there, and then I just can't get the tickets.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
That would be heartbreaking.
And also another like hack with getting them on the pre-sale is the accommodation will sell out in, like, if you're looking for an apartment, an Airbnb, a hotel, they'll be gone in June. Don't be thinking you can get your Coachella tickets in January and then find a place to stay. No, you won't. Not in Palm Springs. Doesn't work. There won't be anything. Yeah, and it's also more expensive. Yeah. So resorts are going to be very expensive. Plan in advance. Plane tickets, that'll be all right. They're not too bad. They're going to fluctuate as normal, but the resorts, no. Yeah. And they will raise their prices as well. Oh, yeah, yeah. So no, don't expect to be paying normal prices. If you leave it as late as probably even August, September, you will be paying upwards of $1,000 to stay somewhere for a weekend. 3 nights. Yeah. We generally stay in Airbnb, hoping to kind of keep that same place for the time being, just because we always stay with this lovely old lady. And like, she just has a nice house that's within driving distance of the grounds. That's it, yeah. And it's cheap enough, and it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. We've been talking about Coachella generally. Yeah. Why don't we talk about our first experience going? Yeah. So, like, how did we make it happen? Because it was first time. I think there's a lot of people who would want to go to a festival first time. Yeah. But it's kind of overwhelming, especially if it's like a festival that's in a completely separate country. Definitely. Because it's like, not only do I have to... things are different from in your country. Like, there's things that are not the same. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So not only do you have to like get the tickets for the festival, you then have to work everything else around it. Yeah. Without knowledge of like all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So for us, we've traveled to LA before, so we knew that area. But like Palm Springs, who? No idea. Who is she? No idea. We don't know her. What are good places to stay there that are close enough to Coachella? Yeah. No idea. So we're gonna share with you our experiences and like some tips from us. So we always stay in Rancho Mirage, which is... It seems like it's like a community for elderly people. Yeah, but it's definitely like all of Palm Springs is wealthy. I haven't seen it like cheap or like... It seems like a family community. Yeah. Like, you know? Yeah. And... It's not party central. So if you look into like do ragers and like... Yeah, that's in a different era of Palm Springs. Like Palm Springs you see in movies where it's like spring break. I don't know what that happens, but it's not Rancho Mirage. I don't know where that happens, and I don't have the energy for that sort of community. So I'll stick to my... Yeah, Coachella itself is held in Indio, which is Polo Field. About 25 minutes or 30 minutes drive from Rancho Mirage. 25 minutes from where we stay. Yeah. So look in those areas if you're looking to stay. I mean, realistically, just look up on Google Maps where the festival is. Yeah. And then... how far you're willing to travel to get there. Yeah. But also, I think an important thing is, how are you going to get to the festival? Yeah, that's a huge thing. Because like, if you want, of course, you can Uber. But you have to be prepared to pay that money out each night. And find an Uber. You will be waiting hours. Yeah. You've seen groups of people, where's my Uber? They didn't have... like, because everyone's looking for Ubers. A lot of people end up complaining that they had to wait 40, 50 minutes in line. And if you're someone who would like to stay till the end of the festival and then get an Uber... you won't be home until like 3, 4 a.m. Yeah. And then it's back on the fields the next day. Yeah. So it is useful to plan that. Plan things out. So really the two options I would say is you're either going to drive there in a car and get parking, or you're going to use the shuttle bus services where... or if you do camping, you're already on the fields. You're already there, yeah. But if you're traveling to and from the festival, it's really driving or getting the shuttle buses. So you can either pay and get a shuttle bus pass, and the shuttle buses pick up from many points. They pick everyone up and drop you at the festival. Yeah. And they do that throughout the day, all day, and they leave from different times. It's like every half an hour. Yeah, so you don't have to worry like, oh, I missed... and just no wonder last bus is and don't miss that one, but like they do keep going until like people are gone. Yeah, they're pretty good. We did that our first year. Yeah. And I think, important thing is know where the stops are. And if you get an accommodation, make sure you get one that's close enough to it. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll probably have to Uber there. Yeah. I think ours was about 15 minutes walk from our Airbnb, which was all right. But also, if you're exhausted at the end of the night, you don't really want to be walking 15. And depending on what you're wearing, it might not be comfortable. Your shoes, your feet probably hurt. So yeah, exactly. Keep that in mind. The drawback of that is obviously you don't have your own transportation. Yeah.
But
And you will still be waiting in line to get on those buses, regardless of when you decide to go home. They're big queues.
Depending on what time you go, because if you're going like early in the evening, of course, like it'll be much easier to get on the bus. But then you're missing a lot of the acts, of course.
Yeah.
And then the later in the evening it is, the longer the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
the buses are crowded. They're noisy. Everyone's
some of them are
partying.
school buses.
Yeah, don't be thinking that you'll be getting on like a fancy luxury coach. You won't. I mean, I guess the pro of that is if you want to drink or do illicit substances at the festival and you will not be safe to drive, then that's a good thing to do.
Like if you don't have a designated driver and cannot get a designated driver,
please take the buses.
That's probably the solution for you.
So the other option would be parking, driving your car there, parking and driving back. And again, even with parking, you have multiple options, don't you?
Yeah, and I think, it's kind of, when you just come into it and you've literally no idea or experience or like no one to ask, I think it's like difficult to know what to do. Because the second year, like, we don't get wasted at the festival.
Yeah.
So being on the buses sometimes was a little annoying because of course you've got rowdy people who are drunk and like having fun, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's
have
Coachella,
fun. It's Coachella. Like I'm not about to tell you to stop. But we were just trying to see if there were alternatives.
Yeah.
Because we did have a rental car.
Yeah.
Because we have to get from LA to Palm Springs, which by the way is a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, and there's minimal public transport. So if you're thinking like you're from Ireland or England and you're like, oh, I'll just go there and get the train down, that's not a thing.
But that being said, Coachella does provide shuttles from LAX.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
So that is also an option for you if you're not confident driving in America.
Or not old enough to hire a car.
Or old enough to
You need to be 25 to hire a car.
So the next year, we were like, we're going to have a car. What can we do? Because we know there's parking there.
Yeah. There's paid parking and there's free parking. There's different tiers of paid parking. Again, like
there's two. So there's general parking, which is free.
Yeah. So
anyone can go in. Or there's VIP parking, which I think is the same price as one shuttle pass. I think it's $150 for the weekend. And the only difference is that the VIP parking is ever so slightly closer to the gates of the festival. Yeah. We tried to do some research online and just be like, because like, oh, can we do general parking? Like, is that going to be annoying?
And is it safe?
Is it like packed? Will it be hard to get in and out? Like all those questions. But to be honest, we had a great experience. Yeah. It was a 25-minute ride, whereas the shuttle bus, used like to be 40, like 40, 45 minutes. Stops. Yeah, exactly. So that was nice because we could just drive there. We also get to control exactly when we leave. Yeah. So there was never like, so there was never like a rush, like, oh my God, come on, the shuttle is going to be leaving at 11. We need to be there. Come on, get going. So we could just get in and out whenever we wanted. So that was great. Yeah. And the general parking was fine. Yeah. There's like stewards that like show you where to park.
Just remember where you left your car.
That is
at the end of the night.
That's a big one. Yeah,
they're not marked into lots really. Like there's lines, but like you could.
And it's a big parking lot. Like it's on the grass.
Yeah, so it's not even like there's slots where you could be like, oh, I was in that. It's just you just pulled up onto the grass. So.
Yeah, so it helps to sort of remember where your car is. Maybe almost a 10-minute walk to the gates.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it over VIP parking. We saw where the VIP parking was, and it wasn't that much closer. So why are you paying all this money? It's not like there's extra security for VIP parking. Like it's nothing, just that you're slightly closer. It's like you're going to spend that much money to walk a little bit less, really.
Moving away from some of the boring logistics stuff, let's talk about some of the stuff that happens in Coachella. That's a bit more exciting, I guess, like food, fashion, art, because Coachella's not just all about music.
Okay, so like fashion is a huge thing at Coachella. Like whether you're into it or not, like people treat it like a catwalk, like a fashion show.
I think there's to be fair, there is also a decent percentage of people that don't care and then just come dressed as whatever.
That's it.
So if you're someone that doesn't care, don't feel like you have to come dressed to the nines. Yeah. I see boys with swim shorts and t-shirts and like me could never. But if that's you, do you? Like there's people who definitely dress up and
I feel more like that's more of the girls than the boys because a lot of men don't have that much fashion anyway, especially straight boys.
Yeah, that's true. And
whereas the girl, I rarely see girls that are not going all out, like are not wearing something. I mean, festival wear.
Let's be honest, women tend to have a better fashion sense than men.
That's very true.
Because if God, the amount of boys that you see with swim shorts and a tank top is genuinely atrocious. Yeah. And I'm sorry, again, just do you. It's just I would never.
And not all men. There are some very fashionable guys at Coachella.
Not all men.
Yeah, literally. But like, It is nice, and I think that's another thing that we really enjoy about Coachella is the fashion and being able to plan our outfits in advance and buy things. And every year we get more fashionable. We have more idea of something crazy or different that we want to wear, or we'll customize something, or we'll buy
Yeah,
different parts throughout the year for that outfit.
yeah,
Like we start planning as soon as we like get our
yeah.
wristbands ready, like our tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I love about Coachella. It's because it's not just this one isolated
Yeah.
weekend in April.
Yeah.
It becomes this whole experience. Whereas, you know, you get your tickets on pre-sale in June,
Yeah.
and you know you're going.
You get your accommodation.
You get your accommodation, so you get, you know, all of
Yeah.
that sorted and ready to go, and then it's just like, oh, who's gonna be on the lineup? And you know,
Yeah.
you look up rumors and gossips, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because I remember just sitting there for months, just people being like, oh, you know, Florence and the Machine could be there, and
Yeah.
you know, this person could be headlining. I'm like, oh my god, I would
Yeah.
love that. That'd be great.
And then people are like absolute like detectives. Like they'll be like, well, actually, we've looked, and you know, like Harry Styles is on tour on this date, so he's definitely not going to go and rule him out. Like anyone you think of, and you look up the tour dates, and you're like, oh, that's not happening. Or you see there's a little
Yeah.
gap on that Coachella weekend, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
are they going to be there?
Yeah, and then you also have then the fashion
Yeah.
aspect. Like, because for me, that's part of the experience because, you know, I have all this time to plan something. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I have three outfits to plan.
Yeah.
And they can be anything I want.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, we can
Different
make something,
themes, different
which is what you were planning to do
colours.
for this
Yeah.
one. You're
Yeah.
gonna, was it paint like on your...
Yeah, I've got like a pantsuit, kind of like a cropped one, like a shorts and short sleeves, and I've painted on the back of it like Coachella, and I got all these little cartoons I'm going to paint on in fabric paint because it's lime green, and I bought all these neon paints, and you know, and it's just fun to customize stuff and decorate it. But yeah, definitely our fashion sense have improved over the years. I look back at my like first year Coachella outfits, and my second year, and now the third year outfits I planned, definitely.
But I think
We've
that's...
also got more into shape.
Yeah, but I think that's also nice because, like, if you're just someone that doesn't care and you just brought whatever you had in your wardrobe,
Yeah.
like, that's whatever. But, like, I think
not
it's
that
so nice to
special.
see that evolution happen.
Yeah.
Like, from this was, like, my first Coachella outfits.
Yeah.
And this is, like, my third Coachella outfits. And you can be
Yeah.
like, you know, like, I don't know. And there's, like, a story behind it, you
That's
know?
it.
Like,
Yeah.
because, like, I look back on those clothes and, like, oh, I remember I got the shirt from that place.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember I was trying to, like, make this outfit look like... Like, you know, there was, like, a story. Like, I remember last year... My Sunday outfit, my last day outfit, was basically kind of inspired by like "Call Me by Your Name" vibes.
Yeah,
I was trying
really
to kind
80s.
kind of
Pastel
like
shades.
Army Hammer and "Call Me by Your Names." Like I had like
Yeah.
a pink
Salmon pink
short
open
sleeve
shirt,
shirt
yeah,
and
some
like
blue shorts.
light baby blue shorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just so fun. And then so you've got that, and then
I love seeing what people wear. Like you could sit and people watch a Coachella for hours, like lay on the grass and think, wow,
Yeah.
like that is stunning, or the outfit, or you'll be like, wow, you're wearing like nothing but tassels, but like you do you, like
Yeah.
that's amazing. You pulled that off, girl. Like
some people have ridiculous stuff
Yeah.
and like so much glitter, and then people get so creative, and I think
Yeah.
that's what's so fun because you can just be creative with
Yeah.
it, and like literally people have like wings and like glitter and like
Yeah,
crazy
the
glasses,
the
hair.
eyes, everything.
It's just so fun.
Yeah.
But then another part of it is the food lineup always comes out before the actual lineup,
That's right.
so you can look at all the food that's going
And
to
start
come.
salivating and planning, like, oh, I have to try.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have Pinch's tacos. I'm gonna have sweet fin poke. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things.
So we always do that as soon as the
Yeah.
lineup comes out. We look through it and we're like, that sounds
We
so
shortlist. We'll be
delicious.
like, all of these, and we'll be like, no, this one for sure.
Yeah.
And you get to the festival, and half the time you're like, wait, which one did I want to go to? And where is it? And you find out it's only in VIP, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. No, but then another thing about that is when we go to Coachella, we generally also tend to go to LA,
Yeah.
whether that's before or after.
Yeah.
But then that means that a lot of the restaurants that come are in
LA based,
California
yeah.
or LA. So whatever we don't get to have at Coachella, we can check it out in
Yeah.
LA.
And sushi
Or
cheap.
yeah, or if we had it at Coachella and we really loved it,
Yeah.
we can have it again,
In Los Angeles.
just slightly cheaper and probably bigger
Big
portions.
portion.
Like that happened with Sweet Fin,
Yeah.
which is poke bowls,
Yeah.
which are absolutely delicious.
Yes.
And Pinch's
Pinch's
tacos,
tacos.
which is burritos and Mexican food, and it's also delicious.
So good.
So that's, I know, that's just fantastic.
The
Thing
food
about it.
lineup is crazy. Like, it's not regular festival food at all. Like, you think of a normal festival or concert, and there's like nasty burger
Yeah,
trucks
yeah.
and like
You get the usuals,
greasy,
right?
horrible hot dogs and burgers
Yeah.
that fall apart with grease. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you get beers and you just get some fries,
Yeah.
burgers, hot dogs, and that's probably usually the extent of
Yeah.
it. Whereas at Coachella, there's
It's
just
mad. Some of the
so
stuff you wouldn't
many
even realize, like kimchi and like nut coffees,
poke bowls,
charcoal ice cream. You know, like
barbecue,
Instagram worthy
ribs,
food.
just
Like it looks too beautiful to eat
yeah.
sometimes.
They've got ice cream.
Yeah.
Like there's just so
Everything
much
you
stuff.
can think of, really, and all dietary options covered. You know, vegan,
Yeah,
vegetarian,
they
anything
do.
you can
Yeah,
think
they have
of.
lots of vegetarian stuff, vegan
Yeah.
stuff. We had actually, I don't think they were vegan or
Mm.
vegetarian, but just came to my head.
Yeah.
We had really delicious dumplings once.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember
they
the
were
name,
so
but
nice.
it was they were really good. And they have lemonade that's actually delicious.
Yeah, you watch them squeeze it fresh, like
Yeah.
just lemon water.
It's quite costly,
Yes, it's very expensive.
but it is like it's so
Yeah.
fresh when you're. But anyway, so part of the journey is that food lineup that I'm
Yes.
just getting so distracted by right
Yeah.
now. Oh, and also one of the staples of Coachella happens to be spicy pie,
Oh yeah,
which is
that's
like
at every year. It's a
the
pizza
cheap
place.
option. Like if you're looking for something to just
Yeah.
grab and just
It's
eat.
like a giant slice of pizza. Like it's big. It's not like a mediocre.
It's like an
slice.
American
A
portion
big
size.
American slice of pizza, and I think it's $8 a slice.
Yeah, 7 or 8, I think. Yeah,
Which is still quite a lot, but that's just to give you some reality. That's the cheapest thing you're going to find in Coachella for
yeah,
food.
probably.
Really.
Yeah. And it is delicious for
Yeah.
some reason. Just at Coachella, that spicy pie hits different.
It does.
And if you go to Coachella, like you have to try it. It is
Yeah.
something that you just have to try.
In Coachella, I think another thing that did surprise me, and it does make sense now that I think about it, but people from the UK and Ireland and Europe, where the drinking age is 18, obviously you have to remember in America, the drinking age is 21. So the beer gardens are all sectioned off and you need to be ID'd to go into them, and you cannot take your beer out. So if your plan was to get a pint and go and hold it while you're watching the band close up, it's not going to happen.
That's right. You can only have
Your
alcohol in those
in the beer
designated areas,
garden.
which, to be fair,
It's
I
smart.
actually enjoy
Same.
and like.
You can get yourself away from teenagers if
Yeah.
you're just done with them. It's
Yeah.
going to be 21 plus in those
Because like
areas.
anyone of any age, I'm pretty sure,
Can
can
go
get
to
into
Coachella.
Coachella.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, if you think you have to like walk up to a guy and show ID every time, you
No.
don't. That would be so
Yeah,
annoying.
you get bracelets.
There's little
You
kiosks.
do ID checks.
And you
yeah.
walk up to them, you show your ID, they give you a wristband, and it's a different wristband every single day.
Yeah.
So you can't like switch it and give it to your friend or
Yeah.
like something like that. So yeah, and you've got these like little beer garden areas where, to be fair, a lot of them are genuine, like still close enough to see most stages,
Yeah.
except for like the inside stages.
Yeah.
So like the beer garden area, there's one that's close to the main stage.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's kind of on the edge and it's on a hill, so if you're at the top
Yeah.
of it, you can see
And there's
down.
loads of food places inside of
That's it.
that. But that one's really good. And like there's been many a times where we just grabbed the pint and sat there and just
Yeah.
watched the main act.
Yeah, or
And it's
some
really fun.
cocktails. Like we had the frozen, we had these frozen ice pops of rosé wine, which
Yeah.
was so nice. They melted down and you had a glass of rosé.
Yeah, they were really good. And
Cocktails.
it tends to be a
yeah,
little
so-
less crowded and you can just sit down, enjoy a pint and just watch.
Yeah,
And then the other main beer garden area is kind of opposite the Sahara tent,
yeah,
which again is just
You have a good
perfect for
view.
like listening to someone who's gone on there.
Yeah.
So it's great, honestly. And also, yes, it gives you that break. And also you think, right, because I think of other festivals that just let you have alcohol wherever you want. And like,
Yeah.
all I can think about is like someone spilling a little bit of beer on
Oh
you,
my
or like
glass, yeah.
trying to get past and people elbowing you with their
Yeah, I
drinks
feel
and-
like it stops people getting as drunk. I don't know, or if they're going to be super drunk, will they be in the beer garden? I don't know.
I think
You
it just stops people being so messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it contains it to that area. But also, even within that area,
Yeah,
I
never
haven't seen
like
people get that
paralytic.
messy.
Yeah,
Which is why I love the festival, because
Yeah.
I'm really not into that scene
Yeah.
at all.
yeah.
I don't want my shoes to be sticky
Yeah.
from alcohol.
I
that
didn't
other people
go
have
to a
spilled on me.
festival to get high and drunk and not remember any of the music I heard.
Yeah, I'm not paying $500 for that.
For a weekend I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's why that was great.
Yeah.
But like, so speaking of that whole journey, going
Yeah.
back to that point, so you've got that pre-sale, then you've got your everything figured out,
Mm.
you're talking about your outfits, the food lineup comes out, and then January comes.
Yeah.
And of course, it just gets so exciting, like closer to, it's like you've got Christmas,
Yeah.
and then you're kind of disappointed because Christmas is over,
Yeah.
but you've got the
Got
lineup
Coachella.
coming
yeah.
out to look forward to,
Yeah.
which is always such a good pick-me-up, because you're like, the lineup's going to come out,
Yeah.
and then a few more months, and we're at Coachella. So then the lineup drops, and it's always just so exciting,
It
because of
is.
course you're just scanning it. It's like, oh, I know this person, I know this person, I
Yeah.
know this person. The thing is, the reality of it is, in 2018, I looked at the lineup for the first time, and like, I didn't know probably 85% of the people on
Same.
there,
Yeah.
but I think that's part of the fun of it
Yeah.
all.
You
Because,
listen to those playlists, you put them on.
yeah, and like the thing is, now we literally, before we started this podcast, we looked again
Yeah.
at the 2018 poster,
Yeah.
and we know
so many acts.
so
now.
many acts on there now.
Yeah.
But that's because either we listen to them at the festival or we listen to them after the
Yeah.
festival. Because Coachella always puts out playlists with all of the acts
Yeah.
from the festival.
Yeah.
So now, between January and April,
Yeah.
now's
You
the
go
time for you to
through
discover.
them, you listen, you favorite your favorite tracks to make those playlists, and you can really like find and discover new music that you like wouldn't have even heard of before. So it's so nice.
Yeah, and it's really good because you can just discover like different even genres of music that you haven't even like listened to before.
Yeah.
It's just so great. I don't remember when it happens, but like really, really close before weekend one, all the set times come out.
That's it. Yeah.
So you don't even know that until the very end. And then you've
That's
got
when
the
you're
challenge.
hardcore planning.
Yeah, that's when the challenge comes in of like trying to be like, okay, well, these two artists I want to see, but they're playing at the same time.
That's the worst feeling in the world,
Yeah.
because especially if they're in two stages that are far from each other and you know you're not going to be able to run. So don't make that mediocre mistake of being like, oh, I'll be able to catch, you know, Lizzo's set and also, you know, Weezer, and then it's not going to take me so long to run from one to the other.
The thing is, you probably could, depending on how fast you transport yourself and how
Nobody wants to run in
far away
Coachella.
they are from each other.
Yeah, it's so hot.
But also depends whether they're like fully overlapping, because sometimes they just kind of lit like a little bit overlap, which is fine. You know, you'll miss some of it, but like you can still catch it.
But if they're playing it the full time,
but like it's great because then you plan that with your friends and you figure it out.
Yeah, who do you want to see more? Who do you prioritize? Or like a lot of people, I think, are not like kind of us to an extent. We're not hugely like hardcore fans of anyone, so we're not like, oh, I have to see this. Like we will just flow between, and if we hear some music we like, we'll stay at that stage.
I mean, we generally have a few must-haves that we'll definitely go to.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the time, like we have loads of time free.
Yeah.
Because if you think that the music is the only thing to do at Coachella, you are so mistaken, truly.
Yeah.
Because all of this journey that I've just talked about, everything, all of that is just so fun. But the fun hasn't even started yet.
You get to the festival.
It is just, I can't. It's so exciting. A lot of people, I think also, like, especially like influencers or people who are like a bit more on the rich side, will just like rock up at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've missed half the festival by then.
Yeah.
Like they'll come in and like they'll look at the main acts or whatever, and I'm like,
take their photos. Their you know, what's it, golden hour photos.
Yeah. Like,
and then they head off to like a party.
Yeah, and I'm like, why did you bother? What is the point? I love Coachella. I love just being there, and like, there's nothing else like going in on Friday morning, weekend one.
Yeah.
Because you walk in and the grass is fresh, it's green, and you're like one of the first people, other than the people who work for Coachella, of course, to see all the art installations. Yeah. Because they always go all out.
I love it. You get all organized. Like one thing I really recommend is getting a locker, because if you came on the bus, you don't have anywhere to put your stuff, and if you came in your car, it's a long way to walk back and get something. If
and you
left
still might want
some
stuff there, like something like long sleeve for the evening.
Yeah, because it does get cooler because it's a desert and there's no clouds at nighttime, so you will get cold in the evening. So you need to bring something to cover up. So we usually rent a locker, and so we straight away we claim our locker, we put our stuff in there, and then we'll look around the festival. So usually like we love to see the artwork and walk around, and I love the art. It's insane. And they usually have a theme each year, kind of like it was a space last year? It must have been, because there was a spaceman and like the NASA thing.
Yeah, possibly.
And the year before, I can't really remember. It was way more abstract.
It was similar though, because it was also kind of spacey. Because remember, the first year there was just like this star that was really cool. I can't remember its name, but it had a name.
Yeah, and there was a crashed spaceship.
Yeah, so that was that year. But there was also those structures that would look like they were made of mesh.
Oh yeah,
and they glowed in the nighttime. It was really cool.
And then this year was like the funnel shaped, like the little cones. Last year
like
was like
teepees,
those
kind of look like teepees. Yeah, and then year, the 2018, they also had Spectra.
Yeah, and they brought that back in 2019
because it was so popular.
Yeah, which is like a giant. So cool. It's like an ant farm for humans. It's a big glass tank, and it's a spiral, and you spiral slowly up, but you don't realize you're not like going up high steps. It's quite a low level. I don't even know how you get up there. You feel like you're just walking.
You don't
flat.
even realize, and it's just so cool because the glass panels change colors as you walk, so you get to see all of Coachella, like 360 views of Coachella. Yeah. It's so cool.
In rainbow.
In rainbow.
And then, like, obviously a staple that's always there is the Ferris wheel. Like, that's just so iconic. And when it turns, when the sun is going down and it lights up, like, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So, like, it's cool to see the art, But it's also really cool to go and explore the tents. And I feel like a lot of people don't explore the tents. And there's like free things you can get. There's really interesting things inside of them. So like HP usually always have a tent. The tents are from the sponsors of the festival, obviously. And like I think the first year we got water bottles, like custom made, like actual flask, like a good quality metal flask, and we customized the picture on the outside, and we painted
you got to draw
stickers.
whatever you wanted,
And then last year it was drawstring bags, so like a little denim drawstring, and again you
they're
customize.
also good quality.
Yeah, they are, and it's because the HP make the printers and the ink, so that's what they're selling. They're showing you like their good quality of printing, and they do it like they're on the site, and you either get them or you get them mailed to you. But do tell them if you're from outside of America, because they won't mail internationally. So just convince them to let you pick it up in the evening.
I mean, if you're nice to them, they'll generally tend to be nice and be like, "That's fine. You can if you come in and let me know, I can give it to you, and you can just take it out yourself." Yeah.
And then also going to the Sephora tent, and I got like you could get your makeup done. I got my hair
like
done.
A slide as well.
That's
remember?
Right. I got space buns and glitter put all in my hair, and like. I was so happy. It was
could
for
just
free.
Go in,
And I could never do those by myself. And obviously Daniel wouldn't be able to help me out with that. Like he'd be no use.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. And then like last year they had the Calvin Klein tent, which was really dope. And the Calvin Klein one was just beautiful to walk around. It was so well set up.
The Calvin Klein one was really cool because you got to walk around, and it was just like these weird sets that would be like perfect for like just taking photo shoots. And there were people walking around who were taking Polaroids of you.
Yeah.
And you got to, the best ones would go up on their Instagram page or whatever. But then, they get put up on the wall,
and you could write a note on it, like write your at on it.
Yeah. And they also would choose random people to like design their own Calvin Klein shirts.
Yeah.
So that's another cool thing.
Yeah.
Like obviously not everyone gets selected because they have limited stock.
Yeah.
But if you do happen to get selected, that's pretty neat.
And then another thing is the like tents you can go to do art and things like that, because like there's different competitions running around Coachella, and like people don't even know they exist. So last year,
I think the camping area tends to have a lot of those.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're not camping, you can still go into the camping area and do those activities.
People don't realize that.
Anyone can do those activities. And I think just going back to it, like if you're going in on day one, the absolute first thing I recommend doing is going to the merch tent.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because the merch tent will be heaving.
Yeah. It will be heaving as soon as it opens up.
Even by like 2-3 p.m. It's insane trying to get anything there. You will be standing in line.
Yeah, go straight away.
Even if you get in there as soon as it opens, you'll still be standing in line. Of course,
If that's your prerogative to get merch, go there as soon as you can, because not only will it get busy, stuff will also sell out. It might not be in your size. It might not be the design you want. And also I'd recommend, I was just thinking back earlier, Daniel always buys Coachella merch. Like you see there, like it has the dates, it has like the design of Coachella.
If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see. If you are not, I am wearing a black shirt with Coachella written in rainbow and numerous times across it.
Yeah. Whereas the last few times I went, I bought one Coachella shirt, but I bought band merch instead. And that's fine if you really love that band or that music artist. But I feel like looking back, I wish I would have bought like a Coachella merch from each year. Just like one thing from each year. Yeah. But that's whatever people want to buy.
Yeah, that's why I just loved it, because the designs that I happen to like were the general Coachella stuff.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking to buy a poster, another life hack is every year Coachella does this bottle recycling thing. Yeah. Which you collect like used bottles from the
water
grounds.
Bottles. Yeah, pick them up.
And depending on the amount that you bring to them, you can collect different prizes.
Yeah, you can exchange them.
I think it is 10 used water bottles for a fresh bottle of water for free.
Yeah.
And I think it's 50 bottles for a free poster.
50 or 100?
I'm pretty sure it's 50, because 100 I think it's like a tote bag or something else. Oh, I can't remember now. Maybe $50? $15?
Yeah.
But like that's still saving you $15. That's like a whole last meal that you can get at Coachella, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and like...
So that hack for that is bring plastic bag with you.
Yes, bring a big... If you can bring a big bin bag...
Yeah.
Sorted, literally. And you don't even realize how easy it will be to get 50 bottles.
Yeah.
Like we
put them in our locker.
We were not prepared.
No.
So we did not have a plastic bag.
Yeah.
So we had handfuls of bottles and we just had to shove them into our locker, which was low-key. And, well, Hannah was embarrassed. I was like, I don't care, I'm getting my poster.
I wouldn't do that if I was bougie. I'd just be rich and buy my poster. I mean, you're still helping the environment by cleaning up, but like you wouldn't see James Charles there with a fucking trash bag full of water bottles. Like, here you go.
I will say that thing, Coachella is like
very environmentally
quite clean.
Yeah.
And also they tend to have those seesaw
Yeah, where you could charge
for
your
for
phone.
kids, but you can charge your phone.
Yeah.
It's really good. And they every single year they have this competition called Trashed, is it, or something like that? But basically they just ask people to submit their designs of bins.
Yeah.
And every year at Coachella they display
like
them.
recycling ones.
And they're so sick.
Yeah, they're really
They're
dope.
really cool.
Yeah.
And you can walk around them and have a look at them. But anyway, so they have that competition. And the thing is, if you collect, I think it's something stupid like 1,000 used bottles or something,
mad.
you can get tickets for next year.
No, it's not just you get upgraded to VIP.
No, there's different tiers.
Okay.
I think that there is a top tier that's like Coachella tickets for life, I think.
No
or they did before. I don't know. They've definitely done it sometime before. I don't know if they do it every year, but it's been done before. But they definitely have somewhere tickets for next year, and they also have VIP upgrades.
How would they sit there and be able to count like 100,000 water bottles there?
A lot of people, what they do, because remember, you bring some bottles and they give you a card and they give you a stamp to say how many you've brought. Yeah. So do we want to wrap it up? Do you want to just say some last minute things? We didn't
talk anything about music.
I know, I feel like literally we haven't touched on anything to do with Coachella.
No.
It's like we've talked for 50 minutes. What? Okay, so
let's just say our highlight, like our
your favorite acts.
Top 3 acts that you've seen at Coachella.
Me? Okay.
Go.
I love Billie Eilish was insane.
Yeah.
Incredible. Post Malone was really good. I would have liked to see his full set because we left a little early to go see Beyonce. So Billie Eilish, Post Malone. Lizzo was really, really good. I don't know if she'd be in the top 3. Who else was there? Eminem was insane as well. Yeah. Eminem was really good.
Yeah.
And Tame Impala, I wish I saw more of him. I'm going to stop there. Otherwise, I'll just keep going.
Keep on going. For me, it probably would be... It's really hard when you actually go to think about it. Billie Eilish was insane, yeah. Definitely her.
Also, I'm pretty sure we saw Lady Gaga in the crowd.
We did.
Yeah.
Hayley Kiyoko, I was really impressed by her set. That's the first time I saw her live, and like she was really good. She was insane. And then probably like you said, like Lizzo and Eminem, like they were so good. They were amazing. Like there's too many bands that I can't even remember.
There's always just so many memories because there's a lot of people that you're walking around the grounds and you just stumble across some music and you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. Let's just sit here for a while, eat the food that we just bought, and like let's just chill and vibe.
Yeah.
And I think Coachella is just such an experience. It's a lot more than just one weekend where you just listen to music. There's so much. There's art, there's music, there's
food,
friends, food, experiences.
Yeah, you get to meet new people. Like we made friends the first time we went, and then the second time we got chatting to people all around, like it's so nice. And also I think, I don't know, like we kind of thought, oh, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. I think a lot of people think that, but then it's not, it doesn't have to be
I think you get hooked.
You do.
And we did, and as
far
as we're able, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going every year.
Yeah.
For as long as we're able to.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, really sorry that we didn't actually get to talk about proper stuff like music, and we do have stories from Coachella, like things that happen or whatever. If you'd like another podcast on Coachella,
maybe we can do part 2.
Let us know, and we can do a part 2 at some point. But we certainly don't want to bore you if you don't care for it. So let us know if that's something you're interested in. Thank you again for listening.
Yeah, you can see us more on Daniel's YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on Spotify and iTunes.
Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same thing. I'm not that well versed in that. But yeah, so listen to us on all those platforms. You can follow me on Instagram, you can follow Hannah on Instagram, and you can follow the podcast on Instagram. Once again, thank you all for listening. I hope you're all staying safe and that you're not gone too crazy. And we will speak to you again
next
very,
week.
very soon.
Bye.
See ya.